Hi, my name's Fayth Adamsson. I'm working as a personal trainer and also to support people to lose weight and promote more of a positive outlook to their lifestyle and health. So what my partner and I are doing here today is just trying to explain to you what we do, why we do it. From a personal point of view, I've lost about 5 stone over my lifetime. I'm type 1 diabetic. I've got a thyroid issue, like a lot of women out there, but I still manage to stay the size I am. And what we want to do is to support people to do that as well. It can be as easy as you want to make it.
Hello there, I'm Jason Smith. Along with my partner, we've created a new course, something very different, which deals with healthy eating and eating the right foods and preventing different types of illness. I've been in this field for around 18 years. I've created many new techniques in relation to healthy eating, changing mindsets. I've had a lot of success. On average, over 90% of my clients have a very, very good reaction to these techniques, and we're going to incorporate with my colleague, and hopefully this will be something very different that will benefit a lot of people.
Really good question regarding what types of food should I eat, because I know a lot of people turn around and say fat is bad. That's not true. Fat and protein are essential. Your body has to have them or you will die. So, carbohydrates have a different use in the body. They're actually much more about producing energy. However, obviously energy is needed, but it's more about the ratio that you get between those three things. And more importantly than anything, it has to be about eating vegetables and fruit. We keep being told this. But it is so important because of the micronutrients, because of the vitamins and minerals your body essentially needs to be able to keep going and run as it should do. Another really interesting area as well is I've got a picture here about carbohydrates versus fats. Now, the same amount of energy is produced by these two people, or is being stored, by these two people. So the difference is that carbohydrates are stored within the cells in water, whereas fats aren't. And what that means is for the same amount of energy that you eat, you will look like this with carbohydrates, and you will look like this with fat. So actually fats aren't that bad. Yeah.
Well, that's a very good question, and it's a question I get asked a lot in my business, and we do one of our courses as well. And it's linked to when you've got an addiction to a food, often it's a very, very bad food, and it's linked to emotions. So when you've got a certain feeling, you're drawn to eat a certain food, almost like a comfort food. And the more you do it, the more it becomes ingrained. And so it's like any habit. The more you do it, the more it becomes ingrained, and the harder it is to kick that habit. And it becomes almost on an unconscious state that you're doing it. So what I like to do with my techniques and what we've incorporated into our course is we allow the client, the people, to actually recognise that this habit's coming up, so they can get a signal in the mind that this is happening, and that allows them then to recognise it and make a good conscious decision. So what do you think about that, Fayth?
I often get asked this question as well, in that people, they know that they're not eating the right thing, but they're really struggling to stop doing that. So the thing here I'm going to show you is, this is what happens when you eat carbohydrates. So when you eat sugary things, even when you eat bread, this is what happens, okay? So you'll see here, the sugar is lit up far, far stronger than the cocaine. So when they were doing tests on mice, the mice actually went for the sugar because it gave them a bigger high than the cocaine. And unfortunately, that's what happens to your brain when you start to eat things like pasta, like potatoes, and if you're overeating them, your body wants more, because basically it wants the chemical that it's producing in your brain. So, how can we support you if you have diabetes or you're pre-diabetic? Type 1 diabetic myself, have been for 40 years, so a lot of the things that happened to type 2 diabetics happens to type 1s, only it's usually a little bit quicker, unfortunately. It also, from my point of view, I support the Diabetes UK, I work with them through their volunteer group, and I know how important it is for type 2s and also how different it is, the information that you're given in relation to a type 1. So one of the key things about diabetes is nutrition, and unfortunately you don't always get a lot of time with doctors or with nurses and then giving you the information that you need to actually be able to support yourself to either reverse diabetes or certainly make a big impact on it, so that you don't get the long-term issues that come unfortunately with type 2, which are not very pleasant, unfortunately. So a lot of it is to do with nutrition, and it's about understanding the food you eat and understanding how you can change it, and that's where Jason comes in.
Well, what I offer to this course, and we've put this course together with Fayth, we've got some good techniques that will allow you to really enjoy nutritious foods. What the problem is with most people problem with eating is that they don't genuinely enjoy the healthy natural foods. So with these techniques, you know, through visualization, you can really enjoy and experience these healthy, natural, nutritious foods. And then you actually effectively create a positive habit pattern in your mind. Habits don't have to be negative, they can be positive. So in this way, we create a positive habit pattern in your mind, for example, eating fruit or eating a specific fresh food, and that will then change your life dramatically. And as Fayth said, if you have problems with diabetes or any illness, this could be very, very beneficial.
Absolutely, it's really important that you eat the foods that you know are natural and healthy, and to get you to that place can often be the hardest part for a personal trainer, for anybody really. So that's what we want to do, is to get you to a place where you know you're eating the right food.
Okay, so what we're offering right now is a course that's very, very different. It's not like anything else that's on the market. And an example of that is you've got your other weight loss, healthy eating programs out there that offer almost like a diet plan, and say you have to eat these foods, and if you don't stick to this, you know, it won't work. And when you do stick to the plans, often you do lose weight, you do become more positive. But what happens on most of these plans, when you're on a diet, you go into a starvation mode. You do lose weight initially, but what happens is as soon as you come off that plan, because your mind's in that starvation mode, this is how the mind works, your mind is then drawn to eat anything to resolve this starvation problem in your body. And then what happens is, effectively, as soon as you've come off the program, you then put all the weight back on. You'll go back to the old mindset that you were in before, and you'll be back to square one. So a lot of the programs that are out there are made so you'll be on the programs forever, effectively. But the difference is, Fayth, with our program, is that what we're saying is that our program, you come on the full program, and what we'll give you all the information, and it will be, and Fayth's going to talk about this in a second, about the fact that it is individual. It'll give you information that individuals can use, and you will have techniques as well that you can take with you. So the information and techniques you can take with you after this course. So it's not just a course for a number of weeks. It's something that you'll be able to use and utilise for the rest of your life. So it's a long, whereas the other courses, I think, are very much short term. Our course is a lifestyle change. Would you agree with that, Fayth?
Absolutely would. I work as a personal trainer, and one of the key issues is that everyone's in an individual, which means that the diet plan you're on, the activity that you want to do and that you are happy to do and continue to do, is very much your choice. And unfortunately, a lot of the other programs don't offer you that. They don't give you that individuality to choose the foods that you want to continue eating and understand why they are important, giving you that support that in the future you will carry on understanding why you want to eat them, why they're important to you, and also they're going to keep you at the weight and at the management that you want as an individual, as a person. I think that's really important.